I have got 12:04. So, welcome everyone to the Keys to Financial Wellness webinar. Christy, if you want to go to the next slide, please. We've got this is a free financial educational webinar to provide financial education to women business owners as part of our Key for Women program. And we're thrilled to also welcome our partners from Boulder, Lindsay Kara Stencil and Danielle Blount from Boulder joining us for this activity. Today's presenters are going to be Lindsay and Bonnie Kell, who is an area retail leader here with KeyBank, and we're also really pleased to welcome KeyBank customer Emma Pizarro, who is with Williams Media Company, who's going to share some stories with us as well. So to kick us off, super happy to welcome Lindsay Kara Stencil from Boulder. Lindsay, take it away.
Got it. All right. Well, hello, everyone who's either present with us or watching afterwards on the digital recording. But I'm Lindsay Kara Stencil. I'm one of the co-founders of Boulder, and Boulder is on a mission to focus on wellness in business, be it mental health, physical health, or financial health, like we're talking about today. And so we've teamed up with the Key for Women team to talk about keys to financial wellness. So if you haven't seen or watched the previous few sessions that we've done about what is financial wellness and how do we want to think about financial wellness, I encourage you to give those a watch. But today we've reviewed understanding of financial wellness. We've talked about how do we think about planning. And now we're probably going to talk about the thing that's a little difficult for most people to stick with, which is checking in and being consistent. Being consistent is often one of the most difficult things to be consistent about because it's easy for us to slide into our old habits oftentimes. So for us today, we're thinking about, hey, you have a plan. So we don't just make a plan and then shove it in a drawer and not check how we're doing against it, because that's not helpful for anyone. We think about how do we check in and how do we actively manage against the plan, or maybe we've outgrown the plan and we need to change what that plan is. So that is what we are going to be focused on today, is making sure we're keeping an eye on that. So as a reminder, what is financial wellness? Financial wellness is the dynamic relationship you have with your financial and economic resources applied to your physical, mental, and social well-being. And so when we think about or talk about financial wellness, we're really talking about trading bad forms of debt and worry for security and financial well-being. Because as a reminder, lots of people hear debt is bad. Not all debt is bad. So it just depends what kind of debt you have. And it's about knowing where you stand and having a plan to get to where you want to ultimately go. And so, yes, you need to have a plan, but then you need to actually execute against the plan. So why don't we go to the next one? So checking in. I know this probably seems super basic, but you would be surprised how many people just don't do it, right? It's the same thing. We could all check in. Our doctor says we should come and get a physical. We are told to weigh ourselves every day. I don't know about you, how you feel about that. I don't love facing the brutal facts every morning, right? But sometimes that's the thing that we've got to do. And it holds true with our personal finances and our business finances as well, right? So if you have to schedule the time to check in, and whether that's a weekly check-in, a monthly check-in, whatever that's going to work on your calendar, make it a part of your daily life and your daily living. And you really should be thinking about this both on your personal side of your life and your business side of your life, because those things, as much as we don't want to think about it, are very intertwined. So if your personal finances are a disaster, it's going to impact your business. If your business finances are a disaster, it's going to impact your personal life. So we really do need to think about both of these and keeping an eye on, hey, how are we sticking to the plan that we made? And do we need to make changes to that plan because something happened? We are making more money at our business now. We're making less money. We hired a bunch of people, so our costs are higher. How are we planning for that? And so naturally, a banker, like someone at KeyBank, is able to work with and assist you through that. So I will yield the floor to my KeyBank colleagues next, I believe, to talk about some of that. Just kidding. We're creating new habits.
That's awesome. That's all right.
Yeah. No, sorry. I was going to say, I forgot we have to create new habits. So we do need to set up policies for yourself. And I did allude to this, right? We need to set up the policies and keep those practices alive and well in our life. You know, look, I get it. No one likes to look at your bank account, you know, before you get paid or before you've had a deposit from a large client. Those things are painful, but sometimes we do need to keep an eye on that so we know where our business is. And, you know, do you have to calendar it? Do you need to create a financial wellness buddy system? I know lots of people, particularly women, don't like to talk about their finances with other women or other people. It is perfectly okay to talk about your finances, and you should talk about them so that you know, where do you sit? Where do you stand? Are you in a good place, bad place? Where's room for improvement? And heck, maybe you can get some great ideas from some other people about cost cutting measures, cost improvements, you know, cheaper insurance rates, whatever's going to be a fixed cost. Maybe you can improve some of that. And then whatever you do, you just have to stick with the plan. I know it's hard to do. I don't like to do it either, but I promise you, it is the thing that if you're sticking to the plan and being consistent, you will be in the upper echelon of people financially just because you have consistently stuck with a plan and you've consistently followed up and followed through. So I will then flag this. You know, it is difficult when we're asking for help sometimes. It's not easy. I understand it. It doesn't matter if we're asking for help with something physical, mental, financial, it's tough. But the sooner you can do it and get ahead of something, the better. We can't ostrich on our financial problems, stick our head under the desk and hope it doesn't continue to happen, because that's not solving anything. And it's just making the problem worse ultimately. You know, so there's lots and lots of resources out there to help. You know, you can Google some of them naturally, but I would definitely, if you're a KeyBank client or you're looking to change banks, I would think about reaching out to a key banker for a small business wellness review, sit down and meet with them regularly. So you get the point. It is about being consistent, which is consistently the most difficult thing to do.
That's awesome, Lindsay. Thank you for that. And yeah, you know, you made some really solid points, right? Like sometimes it's like a GPS. You can't use your GPS if you don't have an end game where you want to go. It won't work, right? So it's the same when we think about our finances or our mental wellness or our physical wellness. We have to have a plan and we have to stick to it. And sometimes along the way, like we're going to have little road stops, right? There's going to be little stops and starts. And sometimes there's going to be little shortcuts, maybe a shortcut that we can take, or sometimes a detour that might take us around the way to where we want to go. But the important thing is to stay on the plan and to find someone to be your ally and to help you with the plan. And that's why, you know, all of us are on this call, you know, as resources, and certainly any of our bankers in the branches that can help with the financial wellness review. Never think that any question is, you know, unreasonable. They are there to help you. They are very knowledgeable. And this part of the call is my favorite part of the call, where we bring in other small business, women-owned businesses, and also small business women that are involved in businesses to talk a little bit about what they do and how they can help businesses grow and thrive. So today I'm really excited to have Emma Pizarro with us, who is a member of Williams Media Group. And I'm really excited to get a chance to know a little bit more about her today and to have her tell you a little bit more about her story. So Emma, can you please share with us with the group how Williams Media Company was started?
Yeah, thank you for having me here today, Bonnie. It's really a pleasure to be amongst all these wonderful women. Williams Media started back in 2014. My brother Michael founded the company, and I hopped on with him right away. We started with, you know, he was kind of the design guy. He's very skilled. I guess saying a design guy doesn't give him enough credit, but he's a very skilled designer. And I kind of handled more of the, administration aspect of things. I don't have those skills, full disclosure. And it started off with the two of us renting out a one office room from a family member who had kind of an extra office space, just one room, and it has turned into something really fun. We have 11 people on our team now and two locations here in Buffalo and in Charlotte, North Carolina. So we like to say that we don't do the hard work. The people who own the companies, business owners, you're the ones who do the hard work. And we just get to be a part of making sure that the world knows about it and that you're at the front of people's minds so that when they're looking for that service or they don't even really even maybe know that they need that service, we're able to put you before them to, help you get those customers and help your brand and your name get out there for the world. So it's really a pleasure. We have the opportunity to work with amazing businesses across Buffalo and the United States and even in Canada, which I have a special love for because my husband's from Canada. And it's wonderful because it's just a mix of hearing business owner stories, their passion, their dreams, and being a part of that is really fun. We learn a lot because it's all these fields that we haven't been familiar with until now, the restaurant business, the ski business, and all of those things. So we've had a lot of fun and we've had a lot of fun. Just to speak to our services, we're really looking for partnership with companies. There are marketing companies out there that do one-off services, but we like to see ourselves as an outsourced marketing department, really. We're looking to really be able to be with you for the long haul. And a lot of times that we meet with customers, meet with clients that are at a place where they're doing everything right. They've been successful so far, but they've hit that ceiling and they need something to kind of get them to that next level of growth, which ultimately is really exposure and brand identity and those kinds of things. So the list of services that we provide is inbound digital marketing, website design and development services, HubSpot onboarding and CRM, and creative services. So of course I could get into all the nitty gritty of what that means, but that's the short list of it.
That's awesome, Emma. Thanks for sharing. I love that that it's an opportunity for a small business to have a whole marketing department just by partnering with you. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So I know that your company is focused on providing comprehensive media services for businesses, and I'm sure you've had a lot of success stories. Would you mind maybe sharing one of the success stories that you've had with one of your clients?
Yeah, absolutely. It's my favorite part of the job is hearing the success of clients after they've been able to work with us. That's always the goal, of course. One in particular that I'd love to share is it's called Hollymont. They're called Hollymont Ski Club. They're located in Ellicottville, New York. If you haven't been or you haven't heard of them, I really encourage you to look them up. They're a wonderful organization. It's a private ski club, one of the largest in America. And about 3 years ago, they approached us because they were doing wonderful, but struggling to meet their goals for growth and not getting the traction that they needed. And so we helped them to restructure their website, redesign their brand identity, reposition the club as an all seasons club because previously they were just 6 months out of the year able to operate. And now they're able to operate all season round, which has been a really wonderful next level of growth for the company. And the efforts worked. With those efforts in the first year, we generated 2.2 million in revenue. And in the second year, in the most recent season, it was 6.9 million in revenue. So
Wow.
it's really exciting. We're really happy about it. One of the cool things that we worked with them on was creating a program to allow for trial memberships. And we've had 193 trial memberships that have signed up since we've worked with them. And the cool thing about that is about 67% of those trial memberships have signed on as full-time memberships. And with that, normally full-time memberships, the estimate is about a 15-year commitment. Now, they don't sign up for that 15 years, it's 1 year at a time. But normally what we see historically is it's about a 15-year commitment. So really cool to be able to bring that growth and that next level. We love partnering with them. We've gone and visited many times. We do photo shoots there, and not just our photographers go, but a lot of our team members go. I go, although I have no ability in photography, just to kind of hang out and get to know everyone. So it's been a really wonderful partnership. We're really grateful to work for them, work with them. And yeah, it's something we're excited about.
That's awesome. What a fantastic story. That's so great to hear the growth and the continued, right? So it's not even like you said, it's awesome that your partnerships don't come in where you come in and do one thing and then you end it. It sounds like you really work to develop those ongoing relationships, which feeds back into what we were talking about earlier about sticking to your plan, working your plan, developing things as you go along. So that's awesome. So Emma, I know that KeyBank played a role in helping you with your business needs as yours and your brother's business has grown. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we actually started in 2014. So initially we were with First Niagara. And then when the transition happened, our accounts automatically merged over to Key. And to speak candidly, we didn't know yet if we were going to stay. We had like other meetings with other banks because we were just trying to make sure we had all the information. And before I went to those meetings, I booked a separate meeting at a local branch to make a checking account for a church that I was on the board of at the time. And I met a gentleman, Jason, who I believe he was a relationship manager at the time. And he just really made an impression on me. There was so much care, commitment, attention to detail. I really honestly felt like he treated us. We were a Fortune 500 company and we were just a small church. And so from there, I actually canceled my other meetings with other banks and just decided that we really wanted to move forward with Key for our banking needs. And at first it was just a checking account and, debit card and the usual, a credit card. And then I think it was maybe a year later that we signed up for a small business loan, which was really important at that time. It really came at a crucial time of growth for us. We were nervous about it. It was a new thing for us. But Jason was really helpful in explaining all the information and what it meant and what that looked like and, the payments and all of those things. So it allowed us really to bring on an employee at that time that really took us to the next level. We could take on more projects, larger projects, because we had the funds to be able to pay the salary of the employee. And they're still with us today and really an instrumental part of, what we do. So we're really grateful that we made that leap. And then I think actually to throw in there, I'm pretty sure he traveled in the middle of a snowstorm for us to be able to sign the paperwork. I'm pretty sure, if I remember, it was a really long time ago, but I remember there being some kind of drama that we needed to get this in time. And there was some difficulty with, of course, Buffalo weather, as there usually is. And he made it happen. So and then through the years, kind of from there, at one point, I think it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago, we decided to start subscriptions for our services. So we call them our care plan and hosting packages. And essentially what it does is it's maintenance on your site to be able to create faster loading, regular updates, because websites are not just things that sit there, they're live, they're active, they need updates constantly to work properly, to not get hacking and bugs and all of those things. And monitoring of security. There's other levels of it which allow for compliance and insurance and all of those things I won't get into, but it was a service that we were excited about that would allow people to pay monthly for that service. And I was the accounts receivable person at the time, and it was a nightmare trying to collect people's payments every single month and send the invoice and cash the check and the whole thing. And so we worked with Jason to set up with Key's, I believe it's called Merchant Services account. We were able to connect that directly to our website. Our customers could log in to the program, type in all their information, and then it would auto bill them, which was so helpful. So this has really become, actually, because it was so successful, it's really actually become a second branch of our company. It's actually its own entity now, because we wanted to offer it to people who aren't necessarily ready to partner on a larger scale of marketing, but just need help with their website maintenance and day-to-day. So recently, we actually, because this has worked so well for us, we created a new company. It's called Houston.co. And I actually spoke with the team right before the call. And we just were talking about how we were wanting to invest in women in business and how important this is. And we appreciate what you guys are doing. So we actually created a code for the women who are going to, join or be a part of Key in any way. And the code is just Key Women, and it would give 40% off to the women who'd like to take, advantage of those services. I don't want to take all the call to explain what they all are, but I think it would, be a benefit to anyone who has a website or is needing help with their website. And we really want to invest in this, Key for women in business. So that there's that. I will say about the merchant services is that the fees are way better than other places that we've looked at. So we were really happy about that. It's very user friendly and easy to use. There's great support. So all of those things were a really big deal for us, and being able to just focus on receiving the money and doing the job and not having to get bogged down in the annoying tasks of collecting and all of those things. And the subscription was great because it helped us have set income coming in every single month that we knew that we could count on. We're more in a partnership level now where most of our clients are just on monthly reoccurring no matter what. But at the beginning, it was a lot of one-off projects. And this was really the start of us being able to say, we could know what our cash flow was coming in every single month. We could know what we were counting on, which helped us make decisions and, steer direction of where we were going. So it was really instrumental in the growth of the company, I would say.
That's awesome, Emma. Thank you so much. And so excited. Thank you so much for giving all of our Key for Women folks that opportunity to have 40% off. We'll be sure to get that information out with the link to this call when we send it out to everyone. Wow. But that's great. Fantastic. We really, really appreciate that partnership as well. So Emma, hey, in closing, what's some advice that you might have just in general for small businesses, for folks that are thinking about, what to do?
So I thought about the question a little bit, and there's so many things that you could say and so many things that I don't know yet. But I think just the three things that I've learned, so far would be passion is really the key that draws everything else that you need, in my opinion. Whatever your company is, whatever your small business is, it's an expression that was driven or started out of your passion. And it's so important to maintain that, to keep that, to protect that at all costs. It's what drives creativity. It's what drives perseverance and determination on the days when, running a small business is just really difficult. And it also draws the right people, because people will believe in what you're doing. They'll be excited about what you're doing. They're going to want to give 110% when you're, releasing that passion into them. And for your customers, they are going to believe that the services or the goods, whatever your company is worth the value that you're placing on it because of the passion that you express with it. So I have this tendency to lose that. And sometimes I'm so caught up in the administrative side of things. And all I have to do is talk to a customer for 5 minutes and hear how they've benefited from what we've been doing to regain that passion and that excitement for what's going on. So I mean, as much as you can talk to customers and be in customer service, even if it's not your actual job, I highly encourage it. And then the second thing I would say is that we have a saying at Williams, and it's right person, right seat. It's so easy to just hire someone because of their qualifications, and we've actually moved people around a lot in the company to try to get to this place where someone is happy with their job, they're doing what they feel like they're gifted and skilled at, and they're feeling valued and empowered. And so there's that level of it. And then the other level is that as a leader, as a business person, you want your hand in everything. You're going to have a tendency and a temptation to try to be involved in everything. And likely you hired people that are very good at their jobs and are way better at their jobs than you are. So it's really important to trust the team that you have, to trust the team of people that, you brought on, so that you can focus on what you need to do, direction, vision, excitement, keeping the passion alive, all of those things. So, and then lastly, I would just say that business is really all about people at the end of the day. I feel like it's important to always remember that you only exist as a business because of the customers that choose you and because of the employees that work with you. And I think that allowing people to feel valued and allowing people to feel cared for isn't just the right thing on a human level, but business is successful when that, when those things are in play, when that culture is in play. And that speaks to, honestly, Jason, my initial conversation with Jason at Key. It was an experience that I had that was different. It was more than just the goods or services or, the checking account that I was signing up for, but it was an experience that said, I want to partner with this person and I want to tell everyone else about it. And that's what your customers will do when they feel that you care, when they feel heard, when they feel that you're paying attention. And even in the things that you think might not matter, but really matter to them, and validating that and valuing that, the customer is always first, and we like to say that that's what stands us apart as a company, is that we actually care, and how important that is. And also for your teammates, when there's a culture of honor for your teammates, you're helping them grow personally, not just as a company. And that just, it benefits everyone. So I think I would say that I'm really grateful for that experience that we've had at Key from an early standpoint. And the relationship has been just really beneficial for us. And we honestly look forward to continuing it. So.
That's awesome, Emma. Thank you so much. You said so many awesome things. I could talk to you all day. I love the fact that you talked about passion and really having a love for what you do, because when we think about what we started out even the call talking about wellness all the way around, right? If you don't really love what you do and you're spending 8 hours a day or more doing it every single day, day in and day out, you need to find that true passion and be able to do that and use your talents and your skills and to be able to really help, drive what you do every day and to help influence people around you. That's awesome. So thank you so much for sharing your story. I want to open it up to questions from the group, so anybody can chat a question in, or you can certainly just unmute yourself and feel free to ask a question. What questions do we have out there for Emma or for Lindsay?
So I have a question for Emma. Emma, you talked a little bit about aligning with the goals with Holly Mott, right? Like understanding what their goals were. And I feel like we do that at KeyBank as well when we work with our clients, like trying to understand what their goals are. And then you work together on a plan for how to achieve those goals, right? So tell me a little bit about why is that so important to your business?
Well, great question. I hope I can answer it. No, the all customers, I guess, are at different places. Most of the customers that we work with are, as I mentioned, in a place where they are looking for that next level of growth. But that really looks different for each business. Growth might mean, a new restaurant location, or it might mean more members, or it might mean we want to expand our, what products we're selling on our website. So it can look different for everyone. And for us, it matters to us that, and it kind of goes back to that thing of the customer feeling heard and valued. We're not trying to come in and, just like we said, be a vendor that does a one-off project, but we want to bring that partnership level. And the only way to really partner with someone is to understand their needs, to partner with their needs, to value those things, to care about those things, and do the best that you can to help. So I hope that answers the question.
It definitely does. I just think it's wonderful that, taking into consideration what the goals of your clients are, especially because a lot of times I think people are really good at whatever it is that they do, right? Their widget or their service or whatever, but they don't understand how to market to be able to grow that. So I love the approach. Just spending some time on your website and kind of taking a look around, I thought it was a really awesome approach. So kudos to you, and thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Yeah, we do also, I will say, some of it is a little bit of a trial and error. When we hear about a goal and we say, this is the goal, there is a little bit of a working that our team does to say, okay, has this been successful? We're always evaluating with our clients. Did this actually get you towards the goal that you were looking for? Well, you know what? It got a side effect goal that was wonderful, but not the main thing. So let's adjust our strategy. So there's definitely a lot of that, but that's what makes it really exciting and interesting as well.
That's great. Any other questions at all? All right. So just wanted to, and if anybody has any questions, you can always feel free to reach out to any of our presenters. Our information will be on the deck that comes out to everybody. And again, Emma, thank you for that awesome opportunity to have the women on this call or that are listening to the replay be able to have that 40% off to be able to work with you on the services. So at KeyBank, I know Emma mentioned a little bit about how Jason worked with her. We do have something called a Small Business Wellness Check-in that we do utilize with all of our small business clients. And it's where you can come in and feel free just to sit down with one of our teammates and actually go through the check-in, where we actually will ask you some questions and we'll just kind of learn a little bit about how you take payments, like Emma talked about. How do you take money from clients? How do you pay bills? How do you do different things for your business? What financing needs might you have? Are you planning on growing? How many employees do you have? And with all of that information, we kind of come up with a tailored solution for you on the best products and recommendations and services that you may need. And whether you end up doing them with KeyBank, which we hope you will, but it does give you a plan for your business on things to be able to think about, as you move forward with your business. And then using other partners, like our partners from Boulder or our partners from Williams Media Group, to really help augment your business and, have resources available to you. Which leads me into the next slide, which talks about being part of a Key for Women, the Key for Women community. So becoming a Key for Women member, all you have to do is a free membership. You can just go ahead and go on to our key.com/women or key.com/join K4W. And it's this group of women here. It's dedicated certified advisors that are really looking to help your business grow and develop, and putting you in contact with different events, different seminars, different opportunities where we can get in front of and networking, and working with other businesses, such as the ones that are on this call today, and really partnering together to help, have you come to one place to be able to handle all of your business needs and all the things that you may need to work and build with your business. And I'm really excited to say that we're working all together collaboratively on our very first fall event, which will be coming up this fall, date to be determined. But we are looking to have a fall vendor fair. And so it'll be a vendor fair / networking event. And I think we can go forward one more slide, Christy. We have a slide about that. So it'll be our first annual Keys to Financial Wellness networking event and vendor fair. So be watching your inbox for, our invitation to that event. Like I said, it will be coming soon here in the fall, but we're looking forward to, having that be our first in-person event. All the other events we've done so far have been virtual, but we're looking to get everybody together to have a very fun event where people can showcase what they do and have, all of our women-owned businesses be able to network and talk together and learn from each other along the way. Christy and Brandy, I'll throw it back to you for any closing comments that you have.
Are there any final questions before we wrap up today?
I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say real quick to Emma, you mentioned that when you first started your experience with Jason, everything was positive, but I want to thank you for making the experience what it was. You were receptive to all of these suggestions that we had product wise, and so was Michael. Made it a lot easier that you trusted us to go that extra mile for you, but you did it with us. So, being open to everything makes our job a lot easier. And you guys did that very well.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to add on something. Actually, so yeah, I'm gonna jump on the Jason bandwagon. He is great. I had a really good experience with him because I did go to a vendor event maybe a month or so before that, and I was supposed to go to M&T, but I went in there on a Saturday. It was really busy, and I knew that I wasn't gonna be able to open up my business account that day, but I was like, maybe I'll just stay here and just see about getting an appointment. And Jason came over, his eyes was all big, like, you want to open up what? I'm like, I know it's not gonna happen today. But he told me coming at Monday at 9 a.m. and I don't know, he had just a great personality, and his humor and my humor matched, and he broke down a lot of stuff for me, even when it was times I was feeling like, what are you saying? So, and thank you, Emma, for explaining more about the merchant services, because I was like on the fence about it, but I think eventually I will go that way. So that helped me too. Thank you.
That's awesome. We're having a Jason Love Fest here. I love it.
I
Thanks,
know.
Latoya. That was great.
I hope nobody sends him the recording. Please don't.
No, that's awesome. That feedback is so good. We love to hear that. So thank you for sharing that, really.
Great. All right. Then with that, we will close out our call today. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the beautiful weather. We have a gorgeous day here in Buffalo, so maybe now that we gave you back a few minutes in your afternoon, that'll mean you can get outside and get a little breath of fresh air and enjoy it today. So thank you, everyone, and have a great day, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Have a
Thanks
great
all.
day.
Guys, bye-bye.
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 Thanks for sharing.